What's up, guys? In this one, we're doing 6 sets of arms. And today, I'm going to tell you guys about, volume for arms in a workout, frequency for arms in a week, recovery for arms, nutrition, and why all of these things are really important. And recovery is going to include like sleeping and stuff like that. So let's get into it. But for volume, I think in a week for arms, for any muscle group, let's say triceps as an example, you should never really go above 10 to 12 sets, anywhere around there. That's just starting to become too much, especially if you're working other muscle groups. It's way too much. Like don't go overboard. This stuff takes time, it takes patience, but you have to be doing the right amount and you have to keep the intensity high. The higher your intensity is, the lower you can do volume, or the lower your volume in a workout. So if the intensity is at 100, then the sets can be low. And if the intensity is low, then the sets can be a little higher. And it's good to vary between intensity just to challenge your body and, make your body be able to adapt. You don't want to be doing the exact same thing all the time. As for frequency, frequency is basically how many times you hit a muscle group in a week. And the perfect frequency for building muscle in the best way for any muscle group would probably be anywhere between 2 and 4 days there where you're working that muscle per week. So if I really wanted to grow my triceps, like we're doing in this workout, I'd hit them a little bit more than my other muscles, and I'd hit them anywhere between 2 and 4 times a week. Right now, me and Alex do them 2 times a week, and we notice growth. But we hit them more than our other muscles, and we keep the intensity really high throughout all workouts, especially in muscles we're lacking like triceps and chest. So frequency is super, super important. Frequency and intensity is really, really important. And your sets too. We only did 6 sets in this workout, as I said. You don't need more than that. If you're doing it properly, you probably don't need more than 6 sets because you definitely have lacking muscle groups. And even doing 1 set for biceps, you can still grow. We still want our biceps to grow a little bit, but not at the same speed as our triceps. Because if our biceps grow at the same speed as our triceps, then our triceps will never catch up, since our triceps need work. So as for recovery, you need really, really good sleep. That's super, super important. You want to make sure your sleep is the best. For my sleep, I like to take some magnesium before I go to bed, about 2ish hours, really any time in the evening, but like 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed. Magnesium is the best to take. And make sure your room is completely dark. Make sure your room is cool. Make sure you're relaxed. Not a lot of screens. And if you still have to go on screens, then I'd say a orange tinted blue light screen glasses. Those would be really, really useful for you if you have to be on some sort of screen for a long period of time and into the night. So for nutrition, I've said this before, I'll say it again, and I don't care if people disagree with me. 1.7 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And if you're not hitting that, you won't be building muscle as well. You can go above it a little bit, not a problem. It's not really going to change much. It's just going to make you waste money buying food. If you go below it, that's a problem. You could be building more muscle. And so I don't track my calories because I just like to eat as healthy as I can and eat as much protein as I can. So I know I'm at least above that goal at the very least. But for people who want to lose weight, I'd say it might be a good idea to track your calories and just eat as healthy as you can. You gotta avoid all the junk food because those are super high in calories. And if you're losing muscle on a cut, that means that you're not in the right protein range, and you're probably not eating enough fats either, because fats are essential. They are essential for hormone production. If you're not eating the proper amount of fats, then you won't make as much testosterone. If you don't have enough cholesterol, you won't make as much testosterone. And you want to know where you get cholesterol from? Eggs, which have a lot of fats. Or you can get them from beef too. and you get your zinc from chicken. So I'd say all different types of meats have their purposes, but I'd say chicken and beef are probably the ones you want to stick to. Out of if you had to choose any, if you had to choose between chicken and beef is probably the best. It has the best micronutrition and macronutrition profile out of any type of meat. And we're the most adapted to eating it. I'm not going to go into that, but if you want to, you can go search that up. It's kind of interesting. But so as long as you're getting proper amount of fats and proper amount of protein, you will lose fat and gain muscle on a cut. I guarantee you. You're going to probably have to track your calories because it's a very specific area that you need to be in. Because if you cut calories too much, then your hormone production is going to be shit anyway. That's why you see people who are stage ready have terrible hormone production. They look really good and they're super super lean and peeled, but their bodies are shutting down. Humans aren't built to be at 5% body fat year round. No one can handle that without health problems. Thank you guys for watching this far. I'll catch you guys in the next one.